Guess who's back? Yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning in to my podcast, Sincere Emotion. I am your host, Joy Javelle. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Let go. Hey. Okay. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in and listening to my podcast, Sincere Emotions. Today, I am going to be talking to you about getting a machete. I know y'all probably like, wait, what? No. When I say get you a machete, I mean you're going to have to get you a machete to start cutting things and people off. When you're trying to do better or be better, you are going to need a machete. You just might have to start cutting things and people off. That's not a bad thing. Sometimes it makes you feel selfish. And again, sometimes it's okay to be selfish for yourself, for your well-being. It is okay to be selfish. We go through this thing which is called life, right? And sometimes we grow up with people, and then as we get older, we start seeing them, our friend list, or, a lot of it just changes. A lot of it changes. It could be probably because you changed schools or as a child, or probably because you changed states, or you moved, or, your life decision changed or something. Anything can cause you to lose certain people, But sometimes, some people, you can't cut them off, or you can't get rid of them for a certain reason. And I'm here to say, unfortunately, you're going to need a machete and just start cutting people off that are not helping you with your peace, your well-being, your headspace. You have to be in a certain headspace. You have to be able to keep your peace. You cannot allow anyone to come into your space and take your peace away from you. A lot of times, people wake up in a happy spirit, just doing real good, just, smiling, just joyful, and somebody may come along and strip all of that away from you because you allowed them to do so. So now you have allowed someone to come in and take your peace away from you, your happiness away from you. That is that moment when you need your machete, because you need to start cutting, and you need to cut that person off. There's a difference between someone being in your life for a reason. There's a reason for some people being in your life for a purpose, and some people are in your life for a season. That's like really, really true, and sometimes you can love people from a distance. That is okay to do, because you never know what the other person is going through as well. And they may need to understand and also accept the fact that they need to find their peace within themselves as well. And it's nothing that you can do to rush that process or make someone, open up and find that peace that they need. But you've already found your peace So you can't allow someone else that hasn't found their peace to take yours away from you. A lot of times we want to fix broken pieces that we have in our lives, and make amends with everybody, but sometimes everyone is not ready at that time to make those same amends. So sometimes that can mess with your peace and your well-being and your happiness, and it'll send you back to a negative place and make you start wondering, dang, did I do this wrong, or what did I do wrong, or it puts you back into that mind space of making you doubt yourself. You know, um, it makes you start feeling horrible, like what did I do to everybody? It makes you feel that way, and before that moment happened, you was in peace. Because you know why? Because you hadn't accepted all of the things that you've done. You have moved on from the things that you have done. Now, if someone else hasn't moved on, that's not on you. That's on them. You, they have to have their time and their space to move on. Sometimes it takes others longer than it takes, you know. Sometimes it takes longer for others, you know. And that's okay. But that doesn't mean you need to slow down your peace or your happiness or stop paying attention to your well-being. No, you have to continue paying attention to your well-being. You have to keep paying attention to your peace. You have to start recognizing what's interfering with your peace. And if it's interfering with your peace, bam, that's when your machete needs to come in. It's a good feeling to have peace. And I don't understand how someone can allow anybody to take that away from them. You know, I kind of did. Sometimes I do let it happen, Um, and it's crazy because I'll turn around and start thinking that I'm being selfish, or I'll start thinking that I'm the bad person. But then I have to realize, like, wait, I've already did all of my apologizing, all of my, you know, acceptance, forgiving, and I moved on to a peaceful place. And I have to remind myself that I need to stay in that peaceful place. I need to learn how to stay in that peaceful place and continue to grow. I have to continue to grow because, again, with mental health or depression, it doesn't take but one little small thing that can send you right back. So, you know, you have to be careful. Like for me, for instance, I'm not going to lie. Today, I relapsed for a few minutes. I did. Cried. I really cried. I was like wondering, why am I holding on? What is the purpose for me holding on? Like, dang, did I do this wrong? How can I make this right? I thought I made this right, So I broke down. I did. I broke down, and I called one of my friends and talked to them about it, and everything. And they helped me realize, okay, you need to get a machete. And I'm like, okay, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. And I had to take my brain back to the place that I was when I woke up this morning, when I did my meditation this morning. I was in a good place, watching good movies, all day, just relaxing. You understand? So I had to remind myself to go back to that place, and I purchased my machete. Yep, I got my machete with me in my head. So unfortunately, if I have to start using it and just started cutting, I'm going to be okay with that if that's what's going to make me heal, if that's what's going to keep me in a peaceful place, if that is what's going to keep me happy. You know, I can't fix no one else. All I can do is understand, accept, forgive, appreciate. You know, I can only do those things. And I can also stay in control of my peace, which you can also do as well. you can stay in control of your peace and your happiness. If you're no longer in peace, it's because you allowed something or someone to come and take that away from you. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. And if you feel like it's getting to that point, call someone. Call someone. Call someone that don't understand, you know, either party. That's like a therapist. I did have to call my therapist, after the fact. Today, I contacted my therapist and everything, and of course I contacted my friend right after I spoke to my therapist and everything, but my therapist made me realize, some things that I did understand, you know. I am a work in progress. Just because I'm home and everything now, I'm still a work in progress. You know, I still have to learn how to look at situations and have empathy or understanding more of where someone else is coming from as well. You know, I can't just live as like, look, I'm in a better place. Okay, that's how you feel. Okay, oh well, bye. I can't. You can't do that. You can't do that as much as you want to. You can't because it's not going to make you feel good in the inside. You have to accept how someone else is feeling and give them their space and give them their time. Don't expect them to come to you when you want them to. Just give them their space and their time. When they're ready, they'll come. If it's true love, it's real love. If it's genuine, they'll come around to see how much you all mean to one another. And if they don't, then that's fine because you're living your life. You're living the life that God had intention for you. You're living that life that you're supposed to live, that is supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to be happy. You know, that's what pride stands for. A lot of people don't understand that that's what pride is. Pride is about acceptance. Pride is about um, being joyful, just being happy, just pride, just you know, being loose, just like enjoying life. It's just almost how you look at when you see a real rainbow. It's like, wow, oh, that's nice. It's just pretty much the same. So we have to kind of understand that sometimes some of the most important things we want in our life is not going to always be there on time. You're going to have to rebuild. There's nothing wrong with rebuilding relationships either. Some relationships are worth rebuilding. You may have to just rebuild a relationship. I don't care who it's with. Could be with a friend, could be with a coworker, could be with a family member. But sometimes in life you have to rebuild relationships, and it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. If both parties are willing to accept the fact and understand that we have to rebuild and the both parties want to rebuild, it can be done. Like when people always say, like, I don't think it'll ever go back to how we used to be, or, I don't think our friendship will ever go back to being how it used to be, or, I don't think um, we can have a relationship like, we're supposed to have. That's not true. If you're both willing to rebuild, you can have that type of relationship, because again, everybody goes through ups and downs. I don't care who it is or what it is. All relationships, whether that's friendship, family related, co-workers, boss and man, all of relationships go through ups and downs, you know, and that's just life. Life. Life, you go through ups and downs, you know. So you just learn how to build it and you learn how to rebuild it, when you're going through that.